In the unforgiving wilderness of the Yukon, gold is more than a shiny metal buried in the permafrost. It is survival, legacy, and identity. Few families know this better than the Beets clan, the dynasty at the center of Discovery Channel's gold rush. At the helm is Tony Beets, the king of the Klondike, a man who carved out his empire with sweat, stubbornness, and a voice that echoes across every valley his mind. His empire is legendary. His sons Kevin and Mike have each stepped up into leadership roles. And the family's name is cemented in mining history. But hidden beneath that story of grit and success is another tale, quieter yet far more heartbreaking. It's the story of Tony's daughter, Monica Beets. 4 years, she stood faithfully in the background, waiting for her turn, believing her father when he promised she'd have her own chance to lead. And now, as the season unfolds, fans are asking if Monica is preparing to leave it all behind, walking away not only from gold but from the family legacy itself. While Tony roared orders from the seat of his dozer and her brothers grabbed camera time as bosses of their own sites, Monica was never chasing fame or fortune. She was chasing respect. She didn't demand her cut of the empire or insist on being treated differently. Instead, she wanted something simpler but infinitely harder to gain in the Beets family. Recognition that she could run her own operation. That moment of recognition seemed to come in the form of the Hester Cut, a forgotten stretch of ground Tony discovered years ago, but never mind. Old-time dredgers had skipped over it, and Tony's drilling revealed strong gold. The cut, 1.5 acres wide, had the potential to deliver a small fortune. Tony himself admitted it could be rich. For Monica, this wasn't just dirt. It was destiny. She envisioned herself finally in control. Finally trusted. She wanted to revive Tony's old 33-year-old Moose Creek trommel and run her own paid dirt through it. Her brother Mike even helped drag the idle wash plant back into position so welders could breathe life into the rusting machine. Sparks flew, steel was repaired, and Monica's dream began to take shape. For the first time, it looked like the Hester Cut might actually be hers. But the Yukon can be cruel, and so can family business. Just as Monica prepared to take her shot, her project was derailed. Trouble struck at Mike's site. The trommel's distributor box was failing, leaking water and gold. Suddenly, all hands were called to his cut. Welders stopped work on Monica's plant and turned their attention elsewhere. Her project once again slipped to the bottom of the list. Days later, Mike's operation was fixed and back in business, selling gold. Monica, however, was left staring at her idle ground. Her hopes paused once more. To her, it was another reminder of her place in the family hierarchy. When push came to shove, her dreams always came second. Still, she refused to quit. She planned to drain the waterlogged Hester Cut using a pump, her first real step toward mining it. But before she could begin, Tony made a decision that changed everything. He ordered the crew to abandon her plan and focus instead on a more guaranteed cut elsewhere. From a business standpoint, it was classic Tony. Always go where the gold is most certain. But from Monica's perspective, it was something far more painful. It was a broken promise. Her moment, her chance to prove herself, was taken from her yet again. Years ago, Tony struck gold in this same pocket of ground. The drilling results were strong. Everyone knew the Hester Cut had the potential to be a fortune. And yet, as the seasons passed, it remained untouched. For Monica, that was supposed to change. She was ready to put her name on it to prove that she could lead just as her brother Kevin had when he established himself in season 15. But the truth became impossible to ignore. Every time Monica was on the verge of running her own site, something or someone came first. First the super pit, then Mike's breakdown, then Tony's redirection of manpower. Season after season, her dream was shelved while her brothers moved forward. It wasn't just frustrating, it was heartbreaking. Fans noticed her body language, the quiet mutters caught by the cameras, and the way she admitted she always felt at the bottom of the list. For Monica, the message was clear. No matter how hard she worked, no matter how loyal she was to her father's empire, she wasn't going to get her fair shot. And so whispers began. What if she walked away? If Monica truly decides to leave the Beets operation, she won't just be stepping away from a job. She'll be leaving behind a fortune buried in the Hester Cut, millions in gold that could have been hers to uncover. The irony is staggering. After years of loyalty and sacrifice, she might walk away from the very cut that could have cemented her as a boss in her own right. For the Beets family, that loss would sting more than any broken equipment or collapsed pit wall. It would be the loss of their daughter's trust. It would be the heartbreak of realizing that in their quest for gold, they pushed away the one person who only ever wanted a chance to stand on her own. Tony himself, known for his gruff exterior, might never say it aloud. But if Monica left, leaving behind the Hester cut and the fortune within it, even the king of the Klondike would feel the weight of that decision. The empire would survive, but the family bond might not. What comes next? For now, the future is uncertain. Monica continues to show up, continues to work, and continues to stand by her father and brothers, but fans can't help but wonder if her patience has run out. She watched Kevin earn his independence. She has seen Mike handle his own site. And still her own shot was blocked. The Hester cut isn't going anywhere. The gold is still there. But will Monica be? If the day comes when she walks away, it won't just be the untouched gold that makes her family cry. It will be the realization that the daughter who waited the longest, gave the most, and asked for the least finally decided she was worth more than broken promises. And that for the Beets will be a loss no amount of gold can replace. Monica Beets' mining career didn't begin with fanfare or hand-holding. It began with a challenge. At just 12 years old, her father, Tony Beets, handed her the keys to a front-end loader and told her to figure it out. Alone inside a massive machine that towered over her, Monica relied on instinct and courage. She didn't ask for help, and she didn't quit. She learned by trial and error, and that moment became the blueprint for her career. Figure it out, push through, and get it done. Born on November 7, 1993, Monica was the youngest child of Tony and Minnie Beets, raised in the wild terrain of the Yukon. Unlike her sister Bianca, who chose a private life away from the cameras, Monica embraced the family business. Mining wasn't just a job, it was her environment, her culture, and her passion. Surrounded by machinery, long hours, and the relentless grind of gold fever, she grew into a miner who understood both the risks and the rewards. By the time she was 18, Monica wasn't just helping out. She was running crews at Paradise Hill, overseeing day-to-day operations, making the tough calls, and stepping into leadership roles that would intimidate many miners twice her age. And she did it all with a calm authority that earned her quiet respect. Mining has long carried the reputation of being a man's world. It's dirty, grueling, and unforgiving conditions that drive many away. But Monica never cared about those expectations. Instead of proving herself through words, she proved herself through action. She became known for her sharp intuition, quick decision-making, and steady hand when things went wrong. Fans of Gold Rush watched as she directed crews, troubleshot broken machinery, and stood toe-to-toe with seasoned miners. She wasn't the loudest voice on the claim, but she was often the most effective. Respect didn't come automatically because she was Tony Beets' daughter. It came because she earned it. When Monica wasn't on site, her absence was felt. Equipment and manpower could be replaced, but her calm leadership and ability to keep everything moving couldn't. Even Tony, known for his booming voice and unshakable focus on gold, admitted that something was missing when Monica wasn't there. For the Beets crew, she wasn't just a miner, she was the glue. For the audience, she was a reminder that strength in mining doesn't always come with bluster. Sometimes it comes quietly from someone who doesn't ask for recognition but deserves it all the same. Today, Monica Beets has more than enough experience and courage to carve out her own empire. From the moment she climbed into that loader as a child to the years she spent supervising full crews before even reaching her 20s, her path has proven she's capable of more than simply being part of her father's legacy. If she were to strike out on her own, the mining world wouldn't just see Tony Beets' daughter. They'd see a woman who has lived and breathed this life since childhood, who faced every challenge head-on, and who has already proven she can lead. Whether or not Monica decides to step fully out of her father's shadow, one thing is undeniable. She has already built a legacy of her own. And if she ever chooses to build an empire separate from the Beets family operation, she has all the experience, courage, and determination she'll ever need to succeed.